Hi everyone, thanks for coming back. I've received a lot of feedback on what I was doing and I thank you. The videos will not be that long anymore. We're going to stay to a certain amount and I apologize for that, but now it's a learning process and I'm learning. When I meet somebody, they ask me, how's your day? And I'll say, it's wonderful, or it's a blessed day, or something positive. And they look at me sometimes a little, really? And I want to explain why I say that. Because your life can change in a moment. And you have to learn to appreciate it. And the thing I tend to say to them, and I've been saying for some years now, is any day is a good day if you see your ceiling above your head. And what that means is that you open your eyes in the morning and you're in your bed and you're not in the hospital or you're not dead. I wanted to make this channel, besides just being the storytelling and maybe learning from my mistakes, I also wanted to make it that I help people, either by listening to me working through things that I'm working through, and trust me, I'm still working through things, or just having a community where we can talk to each other and you can tell me what you're going through and I can support you in the changes that you want to make in your life. No, this is not a self-help thing, other than in the true sense of, yes, you want to help yourself. You want to change your life. I want to change my life, that's why I'm doing this. I've been trying to help people in a very small aspect as I interact with them in my work, but I felt I could contact more people through YouTube, and I want to help people because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good I'm helping other beings on the planet. And I think that finally, after being on this planet for 54 years, that this is kind of like what I enjoy doing. I finally figured it out. I mean, I've been trying to figure this out for years. What do I want to do with my life? I don't know. And if I can make you smile, or I can make you think about something and go, wait, that's not so bad. I've done what I've wanted to set out to do. I've wanted to help you, but I also want to be there for you. Please, send me an email if you want. The email's down there, meanderingwayhome@gmail.com. Send me an email. There's a lot of things that I want to share in hopes of maybe inspiring or giving you an idea that, oh, well, hey, that person did it, why can't I do it? Change doesn't come quickly. That's the biggest thing I have to say. I've been doing this change thing for years now, and I didn't want to do the changing in times. I didn't. I didn't think there was anything wrong. When I deep down knew inside, yeah, you are totally fucked up. Why are you doing that? But I knew to get to where I wanted to be, I had to get past that obstacle. And I did a lot on many things. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Ignore it for a month. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't want to do this. Go away. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to look at ourselves and say, I don't like that. I want to change it. I don't know how to change it. And even if you do know how to change it, really doing it, and really doing it daily, in and out. And that you don't see the change immediately. It takes a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, years. But you can do it. You can do it. Don't think I'm one of these people that does the whole self-help thing. I've actually never read a self-help book. I've just learned this by talking with my daughter, who's been my biggest advocate and my biggest reality check all the time. She's the one who's pushed me to really look at myself and look at the things that, look at me and say, do you really like that? Do you really like that you do that? Because you do that thing. And sometimes I didn't want to look at me. I didn't want to look at that. I knew it was there, but I didn't want to look at it. Because I didn't want to admit I did the things that other people do that annoy the shit out of me. Quick story, very quick. I lost my husband in 2003. He died of a massive heart attack brought on by a seizure. And the powers that be, whatever you believe in, God, Goddess, the universe, whatever, they pretty much deemed that he was not going to come back. They tried everything and everything kept failing. So, and you kind of know when the ambulance crew has slowed down, they know he's going to be pushing up daisies real soon. And that was it. I knew that the coroner called me back and said, yeah, he was dead on arrival. But here's the weird story. So they told me because my husband had not seen a doctor, because at that time we didn't have any insurance. Neither of our jobs gave it, and we couldn't afford it even if they had. So he hadn't seen a doctor in 3 years. And according to the rules in New York State, if you don't see a doctor and you die at your home, they're going to send a detective around just to investigate, just to make sure everything's on the up and up and up. So I had spoken to the coroner about 3:20 something in the morning. And so I was waiting at home, waiting for the detective to get there. He comes strolling by about 5 a.m. in the morning. He sits down and he starts talking to me. Now, one would think I'd be totally upset and crying. Well, I'd done the crying already. This whole incident happened somewhere around 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'd already done some crying already. And now I was in, we have to get stuff done mode. So he asks me, tell me what happens. So I tell him what happens. I told him what happened. But I'm not noticing that I'm referring to my husband as the DOA. We go through it again. I tell the story again. I keep referring to him as the DOA because in my mind, he's gone. Now I have to do the hard part of I have to tell everybody that he's dead. My children, my family members. And I was dreading this. So that's what mine was focusing. We didn't have life insurance. I was going to have to be planning a funeral. Where was I going to get the money for it? My mind was going, I was in command mode, what I call command mode. There wasn't time for tears. There wasn't time for feeling sorry for yourself. We'll do that later. I just have to get shit done. We're doing this story now for the third or fourth time. No, it's the fourth time. 4 times I have to explain this to the detective. He's like, let's just go over it one more time. And now this is the 4th time, and I'm going, what is this man? What does he want from me? Doesn't he understand my husband just died? What the hell is wrong with this guy? And then it occurs to me that maybe it's me. Maybe it's my behavior, something I'm doing that's making him act like the detective that keeps pushing for answers. So I quickly run through my head. I say, okay, hold on. And let me collect myself. I lie. As I go over my behavior. And it occurs to me I'm not behaving like a woman who's just had her husband of 22 years die on her. I'm behaving like a sociopath. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to behave appropriately. And this is the only time I've ever turned on the tears as an act, because I normally can't do that. But I thought of how I thought about my tears earlier, and I said, I'm sorry, it's just, I'm so sorry, detective, it's just that there's just so much going on, and it's just, oh my God, you know? And I really did squeak out a couple of tears because I thought about how I felt, played in my acting, felt a few, 2 or 3 hours ago, seeing my husband die in front of me on the living room floor. After I did that, and I turned on the tears, and I sounded all choked up, and I behaved like a normal person would do in this situation, he was like, it's okay, ma'am. He's like, I understand. He's like, I'm not going to bother you anymore. I think we pretty much got this taken care of. I'll leave you for the rest of the day. My condolences. And as I follow him, let him out the door, I turned around. Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Finally got him out of here. My middle boy, who was living with me at the time, he's like, that was wonderful. That was the best acting I've ever seen you do. And I looked at him and I'm like, thank you. I was like, but it was ridiculous that I had to do that just because that asshole didn't, excuse me, but that guy didn't believe me when I was telling the truth. Not everybody reacts the same in a crisis situation. I go into command mode. That's what I always do. Take care of things, get them taken care of, and then when you have time for yourself, when you have that moment alone, then you can cry. My husband died on a Wednesday, it was Thursday morning, actually. It was Wednesday night, Thursday morning. We buried him on Friday because it would have cost me more to put him in the ground on the weekend. So we had to rush it. It would have cost me $50 more, which I didn't have, because you have to pay the grave diggers. So we kind of rushed everything. And so I was in command mode all through this thing. I spent Thursday coming up with trying to get the money to put him in the ground, and no sleep, and being manipulated by the place that I was getting him buried at, and they convinced me to spend more money. I didn't cry until Sunday night when I was going to bed that night, and it finally, I could just think and go, okay, we can cry now. We've done our job. And I cried. And I did the good, hearty, soul-wrenching cry I'd been wanting to do since Wednesday. And that became the moment for me of evaluating my life, that I don't have anybody to protect me anymore. I don't have him anymore. I have got to get my act together and start taking care of myself, because I only have me. I want to thank you for listening. We'll be back here next week, or if I can get this working, I want to do two times a week. And I look forward to your comments. Thank you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.